Jadon Sancho refuses to apologise to Erik ten Hag. And what does this mean for the future? This is what we'll be discussing on today's show. But before we jump into this, please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. So this story is coming out from The Athletic in the last half an hour, and they are reporting the following: that Jadon Sancho is training away from the Manchester United first team after he refused to apologise to manager Erik ten Hag. The Athletic can now reveal. It goes on to say that Sancho said he had been made a scapegoat for a long time after Ten Hag had earlier claimed Sancho wasn't selected in the matchday squad for the defeat against Arsenal due to his performances in training. It goes on to say Jadon Sancho was subsequently asked to apologise to Erik ten Hag but refused to do so, which has now resulted in the club taking action. United have declined to comment when approached by The Athletic. I mean, this is absolutely mad. The situation gets worse and worse for Jadon Sancho. Obviously, we've heard all week that Erik ten Hag has been trying to rectify the situation. Obviously, John Murtaugh and Richard Arnold, the directors of football and the CEO, have apparently stepped in to try and sort out what's going on here. But Manchester United have not been able to do it. Erik ten Hag, I think, rightfully deserves an apology. He's, been called a liar on Twitter by Jadon Sancho. And apparently Jadon's refusing to apologise. I mean, it's absolutely mad. It's like something out of EastEnders or a soap, isn't it? It's not what should happen at a club of Manchester United's size. This isn't what should be going on in the media and going on in the public domain. These things should be sorted out in-house. If Jadon had a problem with Erik ten Hag, he should have gone to him and said that. I guess you could argue that maybe Erik ten Hag should have done the same, but I assume Erik would have told Jadon Sancho before the Arsenal game why he wasn't included and would have said, Jadon, you haven't been turning up in training. You haven't been doing what we've been asking you. You've not been putting in enough effort, so we're not going to put you in the squad. I'm sure Erik ten Hag was upfront and told Jadon Sancho the reasons why he was not part of this team. The story goes on to say he has effectively been banished from first team training and will not now be considered for selection, beginning with the visit of Brighton and Hove Albion to Old Trafford on Saturday until there is a resolution. And then they said the club statement on Thursday read, Jadon Sancho will remain on a personal training programme away from the first team group, pending resolution of a squad discipline issue. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely mad, isn't it? It really, really is. And just to be very, very clear, this story coming out from The Athletic is ultimately saying that he will not be part of any matchday squads until he apologises to Erik ten Hag. Will that happen? I'm not sure. And if I'm Erik ten Hag at this point, I wouldn't accept the apology personally. If they've tried to sort out the situation and that an apology was what was needed to maybe start moving forward, and he refuses to do that, why would you accept an apology now? Because you'd be questioning the sincerity of that apology, wouldn't you? If somebody was like, no, I'm not apologising to you, and then, the big boss comes in and says, Jadon, you have to apologise to Erik ten Hag, and he apologises. Is that really going to be enough to rectify the trust between the player and the manager? For me, it's not. And I think for now, the only thing we can think about is that we need to try and look for a solution in January. We need to try and give Jadon the exit, which he clearly wants, whether that's a loan with an obligation to buy. Maybe we can sell him on a permanent deal. I don't know. We're in a really sticky situation here. He's on £350,000 a week. We spent £75 million on him less than 2 years ago this summer. We're in a really bad situation. He's got, I think, 3 years left on his current contract. I mean, those 3 years is about £60 million worth of wages, which we'd have to pay him off if we did want to get rid of him. And there wasn't a club who was willing to pay all of his wages, which probably would be difficult. I mean, who can you think of in world football who would pay Jadon Sancho 350 grand a week? I can't think of anybody. I don't even think Saudi Arabia would give him that kind of money. Especially after everything that's gone on, all of these disciplinary issues, turning up late for training, not seeming interested, not putting in 110% in training and all the rest of it. It's a really, really sticky situation. Obviously, as I always say, I want to be fair to both sides of the story here. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes with Jadon Sancho. Obviously, last season he was given 2 or 3 months away from Manchester United because of apparently mental and physical issues. So obviously, I do hope, on a human level, I hope that Jadon Sancho is all right. I hope that mentally, he's okay. Obviously, he didn't seem to be okay last season, and I'm not going to be casting too much judgment until we know the full scale of things. But looking at it from a footballing perspective, which is what we are here to do, we are a football channel. Jadon Sancho has to leave Manchester United. That is a fact. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Yes, he might have things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, but he clearly has lost the trust of the manager. He's lost the trust of the fans, and I think he's now going to have lost the trust of, John Murtaugh, Richard Arnold, all of the top people, because they'll be sat there saying, this guy is clearly not the right person to have at Manchester United. And they've backed Erik ten Hag in this situation. But as always, do let me know what your thoughts are on the Jadon Sancho situation. Let me know in the comment section. And before you leave, please do smash a like on the video and please do subscribe to the channel. This has been Daily Red Devil. I've been Kieran, and I'll catch you all later.